Hi Aquarius, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Aquarius, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember these are general readings, so not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help us all on our paths to our highest vibrational good. So, my sun sign, brothers and sisters, we're in an in-between week this week, so I'm picking from the top of a deck, and picking from the top of a deck, and I am... so I'd already shuffled it in the Capricorn read, and I'll pull, for the rest of the readings after this. So your key to the week this week is the Death card. Now, I know a lot of you are probably thinking like, really bitch? Really? Why? Because literally last week we got the same card from a different deck, because obviously that was from the August readings, right? So we've got a double dose of this energy now, and what this really suggests to me is we are going through a process of the old person that you used to be, the ideas, the outlooks, the ties, the attachments, the baggage, let's say, that you had before. It all goes, right? This is a time where we are starting to purge everything and everyone that we thought we were, in order to start welcoming in what looks like the new phase of our lives. This is a really powerful time, Aquarius, because a lot of the stuff that you're releasing right now is the stuff that's stopping you from getting to where it is that you truly want to be, or who you envision yourself to be, without all of the shit. This is about taking the lessons from what you know, taking the lessons from what you learn, moving towards that bright future that you can see for yourself. But in order for that to happen, you have to go through the process of allowing the old self to perish. Old ideas, old thoughts, in some way, shape or form, you are dying right now, only to be reborn so that something new comes in. Not the easiest or lightest or fluffiest of messages, but it is what it is. If you are a continued subby, you know Ralphie loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. For your actions and options this week, you've got the Knight of Cups. So for those of you that have Scorpio teenage children, this week they could feature for you in some way, shape or form. It also suggests to me as well that likely this week a lot of you are, maybe there's somebody that you fancy, maybe there's somebody that you've got your eye on, maybe there is an opportunity that you are offering out into the world. And this is coming from a place of understanding what is different now. It could also be as well, because remember the Death card is an ending or a no. The Knight of Cups offers opportunities, things that are being presented to you. And because it's in your actions and options, this is things that you're presenting to other people or bringing out into the world. What I will say here is, if you've got, so going back to the Scorpio teenagers, if you have children and they are Scorpio teenage-ish, anywhere from sort of like 12 to 19, let's say, they might feature for you this week, and you might have to have some potentially really serious conversations with them. This could also play out though on a completely separate to that. This could be a time where you are starting to talk really openly, really powerfully, declaring the things that you want from life, even if they seem taboo. So as an example, let's say you say, do you know what, I've literally just been divorced, 5 months, I'm ready to get back out there, I want to start dating. This could be, maybe if you're in the spiritual sector and you turn around and say, oh, you know what, actually I want to make a lot of money doing what I do. You get lots of people kind of look at you and they're like, oh, well, you can't be that spiritual if all you think about is money. If you were literally only financially motivated, then yeah, obviously I would question that a little bit. But there's something here where you are breaking the mold. You're going outside of what you have perceived, believed, and accepted previously. And this week it's like you're going after what it is that you want, no matter how taboo it seems to be in other people's eyes or understandings. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Six of Swords. So this is the hump, right? Last week we had the Death card. It was quite intense. It was quite scary. This week, it's kind of like the, you know, when you do that on a peak, right? So that was last week's Death card. This is this week's Death card. So we're on the way down. And this, because you've got the Six of Swords, which always suggests that things are about to get better, they're about to improve. This suggests a couple of things. One, that you are having conversations and communications with people that confirm this. So someone can say something to you and you're like, wow, you know what, actually I've come really far. There's an acknowledgement here of how much ground you have traveled in a certain space of time. On top of that, and I'm really sorry to say this, but it is a possibility that you could be hearing of a death from overseas, and it would be from somebody overseas, as in someone that lives in another country, someone that lives at the opposite end of the country that you're in, especially if you're in a place like America, for those of you in China, for those of you that are, you know, on the continents and stuff. It would be somebody that's either overseas or at the other side of the place. That's one way that this could shape up. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, what I really like about this is you starting to understand where it is that you took a wrong turning in your studies. That doesn't mean that you have to start over. It doesn't mean that you have to start again. It means that you're looking at things and saying, okay, yes, now I understand where I took the detour. And I can circle back and I can literally just go back over it. It's like you don't have to start over again. You just have to course correct. When it comes to your those of you that are employed by somebody else, this could be where you had considered going for another job or working for somebody else, and this week you decide against it. It might be that you get a counter offer from your current employer when they say, look, you know what, we know that you want to go, we understand what they're giving you that we aren't, we're willing to match that, we're also willing to beat it. So be open to the negotiations this week, because you know it could be good. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, what really strikes me here is that there is a really solid there's a really solid drive towards something that only you can see or hear. And it might not, it's not even so much that it doesn't make sense to anybody else. What I'm trying to say here is whatever you are chasing, you can see it. You can literally see the finish line. It's there. It's already, it's not something that you have to visualize. Like, you can see it. It's there. It's real. But in order to reach this, you are going to have to let someone, something, or some place go. There's something that you're having to phase out here. And like this moment, I'm going to say this to you, my dear Aquarians. If what you want is as beautiful, as golden, as shiny as what it appears to be, then you will know what you need to let go of in order to put your hands on that thing, in order to have it, to hold it, for it to be a real thing rather than just a dream. You are having to make a sacrifice this week. Doesn't mean that you have to throw someone under the bus, or you get the megaliths out and sacrifice your gods to the sun, your neighbours to the sun. Or, do you know what I mean? It's nothing like that. It's more a case of, this might even be something that you've known for a while you need to knock on the head, release, let go of. And it's like this week the message is, now. Now is the time. This is the moment where you have to just cut the string, whatever it might be. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, for some of you this could be travel, and it might be travel related to somebody that has passed. This might be that you are attending a funeral. On the lighter side of this, you could be literally kind of cutting ties with something and saying, you know what, I'm going on a retreat for a week. Later, bitches. For your love and relations, you've got the Nine of Swords. For a select few of you, and you will know if I'm talking to you, this could be the beginning of the end of a relationship. Not for all of you. You'll know if I'm talking to you. This could also be maybe something that you and a partner had embarked on that didn't quite go according to plan, and so it's like now you're in the process of deciding, do we really want to continue down this path, or are we going to go in a different direction? So, you know, it'll be whichever one of those you are a part of, you will know. If you are single, quite frankly, it could be you this week that is yeah, like if you're single this week, you could be the one that is kind of you could be the one that's kind of putting yourself out there, right? You're not waiting for somebody to ask you on a date. Like, you're getting out there, being proactive, which is, you know, it's cool. For your money and materials, you've got the Chariot card. So you've got the Chariot card right underneath the Six of Swords. Your car, your physical vehicle this week may need some attention, some kind of repair. It's very possible. I really hope that's not the case for me specifically, but it is very possible. This could also be, when it comes to your resources, this could be a week where money just shows up for you, or maybe something that you have invested in already starts, like you can see the financial potential of it, but you're having to stay the course. For your physical health and vitality, this is going to be your because you've got the Death card here as well. For some of you, this could literally be that you are changing, like, so you could have done something as a certain type of exercise for a long time, and it's like this week you say, no, not going to do that anymore, I'm going to do that. There's something here that you're deciding to really home in on, but something else that you're giving up in order to do so. And then for those of you that are, for your home and environment, it looks like a lot of you will be spending time away from home this week. So you're either traveling, maybe for some of you, you're in the process of a move. For others of you, this could be exploring the area if you've already moved. There's something about this, and there's something to do with a lot of water as well, because you've got the Knight of Cups, you've got the Six of Swords, which is a card of over waters, overseas. You've got the Death card, Scorpio ruled, that's water. You've got the Chariot card, that's Cancer, that's water. There's a lot of water in these cards, so a really interesting one. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. This is the point, right? All of it changes, but you've got to hold fast and do what needs to be done. Take care, and I'll see you soon.